So people in chat were wondering when they should level and when they should roll. Like, should they level first and then spam roll with their remaining gold to try to hit a certain legendary like Kale for Nobles or Swain for Imperials? Or should they just roll? And also for epics, not just for legendaries. So I was looking at it, and at first I thought it was a really difficult problem because I thought you can just multiply across. Let's say the chance at level 8 to get an epic is 20%. Chance at level 8 to get epic is 20%. And I thought I'd have to do something like 20. The chance not to get an epic is 0.8, 80% to the 5th power. And then the inverse of that, which would be, it'd be the inverse of 32.768%, which is something like 67.232%, something like that. Yep. So I thought it'd be something like this, but this is the chance to get 1 or more epics in a roll. And the rolls with 2 epics and 3 epics have a higher value because a roll with 2 epics is worth twice as much to you, and a roll with 3 epics is worth 3 times as much. Except in a situation where you just want to get 1 Kale, and you get 2 of the same legendary, then that roll might be worth less to you because you just need the 1 Kale at the time. But you'd still be happy with 2 Kales. But that roll might be worth just 20% less in that specific scenario. But forget that. Anyway, this generally was not good enough. So then I realized after a lot of thinking that it's really simple, and it's actually just 20%. And if for math nerds or whatever, I'll explain at the end. I'll write it all out why. But it's just 20% chance to get an epic per slot. And when you're rolling, you have an approximate value of each roll getting 1 epic. Not even approximate. Actually, that's the exact expected value to get 1 epic per roll. If you think about it, if you rolled 20 times, you'd have 100 total units you look at. And each one had a 20% chance of being an epic. On average, 20 of them will be an epic. I'll go into the really deep explanation later with all the combinations and everything. But for now, let's continue with this. Each roll at level 8, you get 1 epic on average. Okay? Now, at level 7, each roll you get 0.75 epics on average. Because level 7, the chance to get an epic is 15%. Okay? Now, how do we know when it's better to level to 8 to roll for epics or to stay 7? Well, the XP to level to 8 costs about 46 XP, I think. And usually by the time you're thinking about it, it's about 40 XP left. Because each turn you get 2. You've gotten like 3 turns gone by. 40 XP, okay. So 20 roll equivalent. So you have 20 more rolls by staying 7 than you would by going 8. Now, how many rolls does it take until being 8 was better for hitting epics? It actually takes quite a long time. It'll be 0.75, which is the chance at 7 to hit an epic. X plus 20, 0.75 on each of these 20 rolls equals X, which is the just amount of rolls. X is just the amount of rolls. So then we just go 0.75X plus 15, because 0.75 times 20 is 15, equals X. 15 equals 0.25X, and then X equals 60. Okay? So at 60 rolls, it becomes better. Now let's check if that's correct. It sounds a little crazy, right? 60 rolls times times just straight 1 epic per roll is 60 epics, yeah. And then 60 plus 20 rolls, 80 rolls times 0.75 is 60 epics. So they're both 60 epics after 60 rolls at 8. Now 60 rolls at level 8 actually costs you 120 gold. That's a fuckload. So usually just for getting epics, going to 8 is so much worse for so long until 12 turns have passed with you at 50 or above gold, which might be the end of the game by then. And probably when you level to 8, you're not at 50 gold, you know? So you have to weigh the added benefits of having the unit slot. Maybe it's giving you a synergy, whatever the fuck. Otherwise, usually just for trying to hit epics, totally not worth it, okay? Then let's think about it for legendaries. Okay, so let's delete all this. For legendaries, chance to hit a legendary at 7 per slot is 2%. And chance to hit a legendary at 8 is 5%. We see here. So total, and I'll explain again why total actually works out to be this simple at the end. Per roll, 10% versus 25%. Okay. Now, this is pretty significant difference here. What's going to happen? Again, it's about 46 XP to level. Usually it'll be about 40 XP by the time you're thinking about it. So again, 20 rolls. So 20 rolls, 0.1 times x plus 20 equals 0.25x this time. Because this time, last time it was 1 whole x here because the chance to hit an epic at 8 per roll is just 1. Now, we got 0.1x plus 2 equals 0.25x. And then we subtract 0.1x from both sides for 2 equals 0.15x. And then we divide both sides by 0.15 and we get 2 over 0.15. It'll take 13 rolls. Only 13 rolls at level 8. And it's better already for hitting legendaries. So, that triggered my OCD. For legendaries. So, after 26 gold spent at 8, it's better. All right? Now, in this case, it seems super worth. The only possible downside is if your specific legendary is very sought after, maybe people take 2 of them already by spam rolling at 7. Or, maybe the game's not going to last long enough for the 26 gold. But yeah, if you just need a legendary, a certain one, getting to 8, as long as you can spend 26 gold after, is already better. So if you're sitting on, it's 40 XP away because you already ticked up to 40 from 46. It's 40 XP away, and you have 66 gold or more. That's kind of easy to remember. 66 gold or more, it's better to level and then roll. Okay? 66 gold breakpoint with 40 XP away. Okay, and usually you won't be exactly 46 away. So just remember this approximation. Now, if you have less, if you have like 50, just spam roll if the game's about to end. So, okay, this one for the legendaries, verse 7 and 8. Now, what other one might be interesting? We can think if it's worth to go to level 9. It definitely doesn't feel worth every single game. Let's see. Let's delete this. Chance to hit legendary at 8 is 5%. Chance to hit legendary at 9 is 10%. Okay, so per roll, 25% at 8, 50% at 9. And then we have how many rolls do you give up? It's 70 XP. So usually by the time you're thinking about leveling to 9, it's about 60 XP left by the time you're thinking about it, I'd say. So 30 rolls worth of gold because 60 gold. So 30 rolls more at 0.25 chance. 0.25 times 30x plus 30 compared to 0.5x over here. We'll have 0.25x plus, is it 7.5, I think, equals 0.5x. And then we'll subtract 0.25x from both sides. 7.5 equals 0.25x. And 7.5 over 0.25 is 30. So 30 rolls, it'll take 30 more rolls until it's worth. And that makes total logical sense because you're giving up 30 rolls to level, and then it's double the chance. So once you have once you have double as many rolls at 8, once you would have had double as many rolls of 8 or half as many rolls at 9, then it rolls over to being better. Okay, so 30 rolls equals 60 gold. Usually that doesn't happen. So usually it's not worth it because you don't have 120 fucking gold when you have 60 XP left to 9 and you're sitting there thinking. If the game's going to go on for a while, it might be worth it, but you have to also factor in that after you level, you're probably getting less interest because you're probably not sitting at, 110 gold to still be at 50. Probably not sitting at 110 gold. If you were sitting at 110 gold for some reason, then after 6 turns, it would start being worth it. If you were sitting at 110, go down to 50, getting 10 per turn. After 6 turns starts to be worth it. Now, this is very not worth it, in my opinion. Probably never level to 9 to try to hit legendaries just for the unit slot and if you have nothing to upgrade kind of thing. Okay, so figure that out. Now, the last one I was wondering about is level 6, because level 6 actually has a pretty high chance of epics. Maybe it's too high, 10% at level 6. Now, the XP bar at level 6, I think the XP bar at 6 is 30 XP. Now, usually by the time you're thinking about leveling, it'll be either 24 or 28. I don't know which one we should use. Maybe we should actually use 28 this time, because you might want to think about it right away. Let's use 28 and 28 XP equals 28 gold equals 14 rolls. So at level 6, chance to hit epic is 10%. At level 7, chance to hit epic is 15%. Per roll is at level 6, 50%. At level 7, 75%. And then we do 14 rolls. So, okay, 0.5, the chance, times x plus 14 rolls equals 0.75x, the chance you'd be rolling at on the next level. So then we'd have 0.5x plus 7 equals 0.75x. We subtract 0.5x from both sides. We have 7 equals 0.25x. And that's just times 4 on both sides. So 28 equals x. So it takes 28 rolls until it's better to be level 7. Now, this is one I was really surprised by and almost didn't even want to share because it would help me in a tournament or something maybe. But let's check if it's true. At 28 rolls later, you missed out on 14 rolls. You missed out on 14 rolls by leveling. Maybe you'll miss out on 13 rolls if you're 24 gold. 12 rolls. We can also do it for 12 rolls after the check. Hold on. Because if you're at 24 XP, we'll check that. But you missed out on 28 rolls. You had 42 rolls instead of... At 42 rolls, it should be the same as 28 rolls. So 42 rolls times 0.5 is 21 epics. Or 28 rolls times 0.75 is 21 epics. So that's the break point. Now, since it takes 28 rolls until it's better to be level 7, that's 56 gold spent at 7. Which, if you think about it a little more, you do end up easily spending 56 gold at 7 almost every game. So eventually, leveling early might be nice, as long as you're not sacrificing too much interest. Because it's only 5 turns of income at 7 until it's starting to become better. And then you kind of wasted it if you stayed 6 too long kind of thing. But you might want to stay 6 to roll more 1s or 2s. You know, this one you have to weigh depending on the game and be a little more difficult. It's not just super obvious one way or the other. We can do it with 12 rolls to compare just for fun. Just to see how much different that really ends up. That's kind of triggering me to change this one around, but okay. 12. 0.5 would be 6. 6 equals the 0.25. Then 24 over here. And then 24 rolls. At 24 rolls over the 12 rolls, it becomes better because 36 rolls at 0.5 is 18 epics versus 24 rolls at 0.75 is 18 epics. Okay. So we finished all that. What did we learn? 8 for legendaries gets better pretty quick. 8 for epics, not worth it all, ever. Not for the whole game. 7 for epics, worth after 50 gold spent. 9 for legendaries, not worth almost ever. 9 for legendaries, only worth... 9 for epics for sure won't be worth also. Because already 8 for epics wasn't worth. Now, what do I think about that? I think maybe level 9 costs too much in this game to level. But maybe you can make too many good comps by being 9. I'd have to think about it. Like 6 Blade Master, 4 Imperial you can do, but that's not that crazy good. Because, Draven's an Imperial Blade Masters, whatever. Also, maybe the chance at epics at 6 is too high. Because maybe this should be 7 or 8. Because 10 is pretty high. All right. So after all that, let me look at my chat for 1 second. After all that, I'll show why it's just a simple math situation where you just do 5 times the 15, 5 times the 10, because mathy people will probably think it's wrong, because it does seem wrong at first glance. Okay? Yeah, Assassin Void. Yeah, there's some comps you could do at 9 that are really good. So, okay, this is for people who really care about the math. You can just close the video if you don't care. So, I was saying... Let's go back to, let's use the level 8 example. Chance to hit epic at level 8 is 20%. The chance to hit an epic at level 8 is 20%. Now, my first thought as somebody like thinking about from Hearthstone, like how do I figure out the chance to hit a fireball on this amount of cards or whatever? I would always take the inverse and how many draws and then 1 minus. And then that's a chance. This is a chance not to hit an epic. So this is a chance to hit the epic. We looked at this at the beginning. And I'll show why this is not correct and why it actually works out. So this is 32.768 and 1 minus that. I'll just do -1. It'll be negative. The chance to hit an epic at level 8, one or more epics, to hit one or more epics at level 8 is 67.232% per roll. Okay? Now, this isn't good enough because the chance to hit 2 epics, when you hit 2 epics, it's worth twice as much to you as hitting 1. And when you hit 3, it's worth 3 times as much. So this chance to hit 1 or more is not enough of a calculation. Now, if we actually go through the whole calculation, which I'll do now just for people who are interested, we have to break down the chance to hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 separated, and then multiply the 2, 3, 4, 5 by 2, 3, 4, 5 respectively, and figure it out. So chance to hit 1 epic exactly at level 8 is, well, it's 0.2 times to the first power, because it's just 1, and 0.8 to the fourth power, 4 slots that didn't hit it and 1 slot that did hit it, okay? And then all the different orders and all the different combinations that could happen, which is usually notated as 5 choose 1, which is just 5. There's only 5 different ways it can happen. It could be in the first slot, the second slot, the third slot, the fourth slot, the fifth slot, okay? So times 5. So what is this? This is 0.8 to the 4 times 0.2 times 5 is 40.96% chance to hit exactly 1 epic at level 8, okay? And if you're thinking that the pool size, the champion pool size matters for this kind of situation, it doesn't. It decides first if it's an epic and then which one. Even if there were only a few epics left in the whole deck, whatever, that you'd still get an epic in that slot. It just be less likely to be the one that there are less left of. Okay, so next. This is the chance to hit exactly 1 epic at level 8. What's the chance to hit exactly 2 epics at level 8? Now let me reorder how I wrote this so it looks a little cleaner. Wait, exactly 1. God damn it. Okay. There. And there. Okay. Chance to hit exactly 2 epics at level 8 is 0.2 to the 2, because you have 20% per slot. And then 0.8 to the 3, because three slots that missed. And then all the combinations of 2. So how many ways can you organize 2 things? You can do 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5. You probably did this sometime before. And then you could do 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5. And then you can do 3, 4, 3, 5. And you could do 4, 5. That was 10 total. Is 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 3, 3, 4, and 3, 5, and 4, 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 different ways you can organize it. And a quick way to figure it out normally is you do the choose thing. Is 5 choose 2 is 5 factorial over 3 factorial times 2 factorial. And this means 5 times 4 times 3 and so on over 3 factorial and 2 factorial. I said and so on because we can cancel out these 3 factorials. And then we get 20 over 2, which is 10 combinations, okay? So 10 different ways to organize it. And then this is the chance to do it. So the chance is 0.2 squared times 0.8 cubed. And then times 10 different ways it can be organized, which is 20.48%. And then, this is where it gets interesting, 2 epics has double the value to you as hitting 1 epic. So if you times this by 2, you get exactly 40.96, okay? 40.96% value to you. It has exactly the same, the chance of hitting the 2 epics at this level has exactly the same value as the chance of hitting the 1 epic at this level. 40.96 and 40.96, okay? Now, it's going to get interesting at the end. Chance to hit exactly 3 epics at level 8 is 0.2 to the third power and 0.8 to the second power. Same shit. And then how many ways you can organize 3 things in 5 slots, which is 5 choose 3, which is actually ends up really the same. So 10 ways. 10 ways you can organize 3 things in 5 slots. You can try it out if you want. And then we get 0.2 to the third power times 0.8 to the second power times 10. Now this is 5.12%, okay? But this has triple value to us because we hit 3 epics on this one page. So with the triple value, we get 15.36% at triple value. Value to you, let me organize this so it's a little nicer. 5.12 at triple value, no, 5.12%, and then equals this at triple value, equals this at double value to you. So this is what it's worth to you, Now, chance to hit exactly 4 epics at level 8 is 0.2 to the 4 and 0.8 to the 1. 5 choose 4. 5 factorial over 4 factorial, 1 factorial. There's only 5 ways to organize 4 things in 5 slots. Makes sense. Oops, I did undo. Is there a redo? Fucking, god damn it. Chance to hit exactly 4 epics at level 8 is 0.2. I'll just do it again. To the 4 and 0.8 to the 1. And then 5 choose 4, which is 5 factorial over 4 factorial, 1 factorial. This says only these will cancel out and there'll just be 5 left. So there's 5 ways to organize 4 things in 5 slots, and that makes sense because if there's 5 different places the blank slot can be. So the blank slot could be here or here or here or here or here. You know, we could be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 5. You know, the blank slot can be in the 5 different places. Okay, so 5 ways to organize it, and then the chance is 0.2 to the 4 times 0.8. Okay, times 5, which will give us 0.64%, a little over 0.5%, 0.64% chance at quadruple value though. So times 4, we'll have 2.56% value to us, okay? 2.56% value to us, and now chance to hit exactly 5 epics at level 8. This one's easy. It's just 0.2 to the 5th power. We have to hit it all the way across. There's only one way to do it. And then, 0.2 to the 5 is this 0.032% chance. And then it has quintuple value to us times 5. Quintuple value equals 0.16% value to us. Okay? Now, if we add them all together, what do we get? 0.16 plus 0.16 plus 2.56 plus 15.36 plus 40.96 plus 40.96, 100. Okay? And that's 100 is the chance, the expected amount of epics you get per roll. It's just the 20 times 5. All right? So that's why, in case people were wondering why it actually works out to be really simple like I did it in the beginning. TLDR is, if you have 66 gold and you're going for a specific legendary, it's better to level from 7 to 8 than to just roll at 7. And the other TLDR is, if you're going for specific epics, it's better to stay 7 than level to 8. If you're going for epics, it's better to be 7 by a lot. It wasn't even close. You should never level to 8 for trying to hit epics. It's super waste of gold. And then if you're trying to hit a certain legendary, you go to 8.